Welcome to Movies, Films, and Flicks. I am Mark Hoffmeyer, and joining me is a man who never gives up and never surrenders. It's Norbert Morvan.
When I grow weary of the noises you make, you shall die, Mark Hoffmeyer.
I love that line.
It's the best line.
All right, so when Sarah says that, I kind of just thought to myself, when is that? And I try to do when would he get sick of that? Would it be like a week? But would it be like, I'm sick of it for a little bit, but I could do some more? Has a bad day and he just goes makes him scream. What do you think is Sarris's too long?
Well, you have to remember, he is a general. So therefore, there is a certain sociopathic joy that one derives from just the sounds of torture and murder because, you are rampaging the galaxy in that awesome ship. Yeah. Who cares, man? You do what you got to do. Yeah.
And he's not dumb or stupid.
No. Or as ugly as people think. Yeah. Absolutely. That's right. So I would say, he probably puts that on his little MP3 player at the time because it's 1999. I enjoy these noises. I am still not weary of them. And it's been like 40 years. Shut up.
And they've just been torturing him for 40 years.
And just
different out there in space.
That's right.
That makes sense. I mean, he's like Dr. Sleep. I don't know if you've watched that movie yet.
Awesome movie, yes.
Yeah, they want to get Abra and just milk her for years.
That's right, man. That's right. Because the taste of fear, or is it the taste of children? Like what does it want? Does it want the taste of fear or the taste of children and their meaty, delicious glands? It was never really clear to me what exactly he feeds on. So yeah,
that's a good point. We'll save that for another one because me, I get going on tangents. See, the other day, Norbert, I was on a podcast called Will There Be Cake? And they every day they talk about like a really random holiday. Mm-hmm. And they brought me in to talk about World Goth Day. Mm-hmm. And they somehow got me started on goth gardens. So I spent the episode, I kind of derailed it and I just started looking up goth gardens. I'm looking at one right now with some great shrubbery. So I gotta stay away from that. And what's interesting, I normally make a real cheeky introduction, but this one I did the Never Give Up, Never Surrender so we could get into this movie. Because I have a ridiculous amount of notes. And I got to say, Norbert, thank you for recommending this because the last time I watched this movie was early 2000s. I used to watch it with my stepmom and she loved it. Because, listen, this is a PG movie that this movie has broad appeal to anybody, I would say.
The movie is brilliant because it's a drama, it's a comedy, it's sci-fi, and it's action. And Absolutely. It is absolutely one of my favorite movies, and I watch it several times a year, no doubt. And I always find something either new or even more hilarious. It's brilliant.
Do you think it needed to be so they filmed like a PG-13 version, a very more lewd version? I don't think it needs it. I think this movie. So David Mamet, according to the documentary, says this is a perfect film. I don't think it needs the F-bombs. Do you?
No, I agree. It would have been hilarious, that moment where Sigourney was going to say, well, F this. That would have been hilarious because there was no big cursing up until that point. But at the same time, it's not a movie about gore. It's not a movie about excessive murder. It's not even one of those sci-fi movies where they just show you guts and slime to freak you out. So there is no particular need for, shit. It's not. There's really no need for it, man. And the cast is so deep. That they did pull off these lines with just nuance and feeling, and you're reading their eyes and their body language, and it's like this is the best Star Trek movie. It really is.
So I was thinking about this, and I was thinking about soccer, and I was thinking about like what soccer team this would be, and you have like 99 Man U, like Barcelona in the 2000s, and I was like, what would this be as like a soccer team? And then I was like, well, Norbert, you love basketball. Indeed. What would this team like this like cast is so stacked. What basketball team would this be?
This would be the Detroit Pistons that beat the Lakers that year because they put
Ben
that
Wallace and
yeah. This is a team of cast-offs, and yet they always showed the ability to be greater than they are. And when they put them together, they made something that was greater than the sum of the parts. And that's exactly what this movie is. I don't think Tim Allen's a good actor at all. And I used to watch Home Improvement when I was a kid because it was that time, TGI Fridays, I'm an idiot, everything. Oh, look, it was a fart joke, But here he shows range. He pulls off the William Shatner is a jerk thing. Unbelievable. Yeah.
I have in my notes Tim Guns Allen.
Oh, man. He was jacked. He was jacked. The tan, The bronze tan, the hairy man chest that went all the way down his belly button. I was into it.
He married his trainer on this, which I love. That makes me happy. Now, another question that came up in my mind that really made me happy, and I was like, I have to ask you this question. So somehow you have lucked into a job where all you have to do is just show up and rank all the Galaxy Quest characters each day. Mm-hmm. That's your job. Every day you have to go in and rank the Galaxy Quest characters. Mm-hmm. Would your top 5 stay consistent, or would it fluctuate from day to day? Because I don't know who's my favorite. And the more so it's like, maybe what have you done for me lately? You're thinking about that. But you look through this bench, like, okay, so I think Mathazar is top 5 because Enrico Colantoni is just, he came up with the voice, the mannerisms when he's being tortured. Just the emotion he draws from that, and just the way he talks. Like, I mean, Guy Fleegman, Sam Rockwell. If you watch, man, he goes full Steve McQueen. He's in the background, and every shot where he's in the background, he's doing something. And I noticed something. Have you noticed this, Norbert, where he's clinging on to Sigourney Weaver?
Yes. because in his mind, he's the red shirt. He's basically the audience. He represents the audience perspective in this movie of all the characters. There's always that one person. So just like us, we've been watching sci-fi for decades, so we know that the rando guy is always the red shirt. He's done for. So he's always grabbing onto Sigourney Weaver because she is like the second in command, basically. so he knows she'll never die. and really, I was gonna say, really, if I gotta rank the characters, look, man, it's got to be Tech Sergeant Chen.
Yeah,
it's got to be Tech Sergeant Chen because he doesn't say much. And every time he pops up, you're drawn to him. And it's like he's on some kind of weed or acid, but you've never seen him take it. Why is he eating chips when they're about to crash into the planet trying to go get the ball of beryllium? He's just sitting there smiling the whole time. It's great.
I have the answer for you.
All right.
So he was originally supposed to be Fleegman, but Sam Rockwell took that role. So he was supposed to step in as a character called Fred Kwan. And Fred Kwan, like, that wasn't the character. It really wasn't on the script.
Yeah.
So he was brought in, and they completely rewrote his character to where he was like David Carradine on the Kung Fu Pilot, where he's just on a different planet from everybody else. And Carradine was stoned the entire pilot. So they wanted him to be like this old burnout. Like, he's super chill at all the cons. He's just stoned. He's like, he's out there far out. He doesn't care. His brain's a little warped. He has fun with the teleporter. And he's just he has munchies, man. Like, he just wants to eat his chips because he's stoned, and he just is like living the dream.
Where does he get a bag of chips on that runabout, man? It's hilarious.
So he had a bag with him, and so there's a lot of cut scenes where he has this bag where he's like a stoner bag where he's just eating from it a lot. Like, so they cut out some scenes, so they had like a stoner bag for Tony Shalhoub, so he was just kind of munching during that. So that's where it comes from. He's like he's just a total burnout kind of stoner who wants to eat food and do group hugs.
It's such a thing because in sci-fi, the engineer is usually a really eclectic guy,
Oh, yeah.
Scotty's an eclectic guy on Star Trek and Aliens. You got Brett and Parker. They're really weird. So you see this guy, he's stoned and he's bugging out. And that moment in the movie in sci-fi where, oh, snap, the engine is going to explode. We got to do something. Even Scotty and Brett and Parker, they're freaking out. Spit on it for Christ's sake. The engine's overheating, And Scotty went, cannot take it anymore. He flips that completely. He's like, so
yes.
Like they're telling us that, the ship, it can't take it. The ship's like breaking apart and all that. So, just an FYI. And everybody is boom, bah, ah! And you just, you guys did a great job. It's awesome how they flip that trope on its ear.
So who would be in your top 5 right now from this movie? And that's tough. And I get it. And I'm putting you on the spot. But give me your top 5.
All right. So of the people who control the Protector, or just the cast?
Anybody.
Okay. For me, it's always Tech Sergeant Chen, and then Alan Rickman's character.
Yeah, Alexander Dane, Dr. Lazarus.
Yes, Dr. Lazarus. And then I'm going Rockwell, Chill Mitchell, because
oh yeah,
the thing about him, this guy, yeah, they copied the movements that he did on the TV show so that he could fly the ship. He completely forgot,
yeah.
and then he jumps on it, and by the third act, it's like he's playing a flight simulator on Microsoft from the 90s. So he's and woo! That's just a random noise, man.
And when he scrapes that plane against the ship, and when he's screaming when he breaks his arm, this director, Dean Parisot, just let these guys and like these actors, he let them do their thing. Like he really gave all of them moments. All right, so let's see. You have three. No, I think you have four right now. So you have four people. Yeah.
And then of course, last but not least, Sigourney, because she plays completely opposite of all of her other sci-fi characters, where she's just a tough badass bitch, and in this one, she's just like, computer, is there a replacement beryllium sphere on board? It's just
that's getting really old.
Look, I've only got one job on this ship, but it's mine and I'm gonna do it, okay? She's never like that in sci-fi. So it's awesome to see her just play the person who freaks out. And she just dives in. It's wonderful.
It made me so happy too. And that, remember on the documentary, she said that she would drive home with the wig on and like keep her outfit on. Like she loved playing this role, and it makes me really happy.
Let me tell you something, man. That girl is from New York City. Her dad, Pat Weaver, he was running NBC. He was in charge. He created The Tonight Show. She is just totally an uptown girl. You can tell whenever you see her in interviews and whatnot. She is happy to be there, and she's not a jerk about it. She's 100% New York in and out, man, all day. Love Sigourney.
I see her Comic-Con photos, so I know people who work Comic-Cons, and they, whenever there's photographs with Sigourney, she's just happy. She's just chill. She's like super stoked to be there.
She seems so, and she went to the kids who made the Alien play in North Bergen. She popped up. Yeah. She pops up awesome. And just hangs out with the girl who's playing Ripley. She's just a cool person. Absolutely.
And I gotta tell you, so I watched this movie, and I don't know how much you know about this, but I managed like volunteers in the floor for Comic-Cons from about the end of 2010 to all the way through like 2016. Like I was all over the country working shows. Like sometimes there's like 15 a year. Nice. And so I dealt with fandoms. I dealt with, every type of fan that you could possibly imagine. And so after, doing at least 50 conventions and then watching this movie again and knowing like the actors behind the scenes, I got stories I can't tell, but watching like the stories behind the scenes and then watching the fans, and this movie is infinitely better to me now, and I loved it before, that I know the behind the scenes stories and worked on film sets. So it's like when you've done all this movie, I don't know, man. Like it comes together. It's like David Mamet said. I don't care if I'm heaping hyperbole on it. I love this film.
No, not at all.
All the things make sense.
100%, man. Listen, I grew up as the kid in the 80s who was into sci-fi and comic books, and I had glasses and I had braces on, and people used to mock me and call me a nerd and play me and make fun of me. And now these people literally run the earth.
Yes.
And fan culture is everywhere. So once I was in a group, and I tried to make a book club about Dark Knight Returns because the movie was just about to come out. Nobody shows up to the book club, but everybody goes to see the movie. I'm like, what is going on with you people? Don't you get it? So this movie, it absolutely, if Harold Ramis directed it, because that's what they were saying in the documentary, if Harold Ramis directs this, I think it would have been a lot more making fun of the nerds.
Yes.
And a lot more taking cheap shots, punching down than it turned out to be. And the reason why this movie will never, ever be old is because the fans end up saving the Enterprise at the end of the movie, which is awesome.
Amen. Because they remember in the beginning, they're hating on them, but at the end, it's the fans who save them.
That's
and
right.
Their knowledge. Like, it's the fans who carry on these shows. Man, I just got goosebumps, Norbert. Jeez Louise.
Oh, totally. And leadership.
So, yeah.
It's that. And that's another thing, too. The fans save the show, and the guy realized, and the whole team realizes, including Tim Allen, which is why it's his best role. The character arc is so great. He realizes that not only do I have to lead these people, but I got to be better as a person. I got to show the example that I'm not just alcoholic, narcissist jerk, you know? And everybody gravitates towards that because the fish rots from the head down, man. And he puts it together and saves the day. Go ahead. Sorry.
Oh, no. So no, I love it, man. It's I think you keep bringing up such great points. I want to interrupt, which is terrible for a podcast because it's just two people talking over each other. But you got to stop making stop making so many great points. But you know what I love about Tim Allen is you listen to his interviews. So I read a Hollywood Reporter interview and he's just talking about how much he loves this movie and how So that scene when they land on the planet to get the beryllium sphere, they're originally just supposed to open it out and they walk out. And Tim Allen's like, hey, Dean, like there's oxygen. You can't just walk out on a planet. The fans will kill us. Exactly. So then Sam Rockwell and Tony Shalhoub improv that scene where Guy just starts repeating everything that Jason Nesmith says or Peter Quincy Taggart says. Yeah. And then Tony Shalhoub just does it's fine. So it seems okay. He cared. And even in that documentary, he had the props from the movie. Like you could tell that Tim Allen, Buzz Lightyear and all of that, you could tell he loves this movie. And I think it's so cool that have you ever watched like behind the scenes footage where people are like, oh, so my character is an international diamond smuggler, but he's also a vegan. And it's really interesting because nothing against vegan. But I'm just saying, like, you can tell they don't care. They don't care about their characters. But everybody in this Galaxy Quest documentary loves talking about the film. I got goosebumps again. This is crazy.
They all grew up as fans of sci-fi because there was a time when there were some dystopian sci-fi things, but most sci-fi when we were growing up, man, was hopeful. Mm-hmm. The future, we're going to go through World War III or whatever, but afterwards, everybody's going to get their act together and realize we got to work together. We got to ignore people's differences and be a team. And that's what Trek was about. And so when you see Tim Allen, he's got the monster from the day still, you realize, oh, man, this guy's really a nerd, actually, and his shady past with the coke dealing and stuff, he's definitely just happy to be there because his life could have gone a completely different direction. He did time, man. So he's appreciative, and he put that in his comedy about being a man. But you see that he's definitely invested in this in a way that Tool Time Tim never was, or the Santa Claus dude never was, or that movie with him and John Travolta, Be Cool or whatever. Oh God, that was terrible.
Yeah. Wild Hogs.
Thank you. This is his childhood put on screen, and it's brilliant. And let me tell you. Oh, go ahead.
Oh no, you go.
I was going to say the trope about going to these planets and just not caring about the atmosphere, like you just automatically assume you can breathe. You're walking out without a spacesuit. That's another big sci-fi trope. And this is why in that Prometheus movie, they're on this planet. They just land. They're like, oh yeah, let me sniff this plant. Oh. And aliens, I wonder why. Star Trek, they at least cover that by saying, okay, they have rankings for planets. So they scan a planet before they go down there. Oh, this is an M-class planet. Cool. We don't need suits. And this is how you know that in Star Trek, they were trying to cover all the logic gaps and plot holes. And every other sci-fi movie is just like, yeah, whatever. We're going to land. Everything's fine. That's why that moment with the breathing the air hits, because a lot of people who hate sci-fi poke that hole. Like, why aren't they wearing spacesuits? What the hell?
Can I tell you something about Prometheus?
Go for it.
So, all right, I went and watched it. Megan and I went and watched it. And then we went to, this is years ago, there's On the Border across the street. And the bartender was really cool to us. So he would, Megan and I would get these, big drinks. And he'd always put, a free floater in it, like a Grand Marnier floater in it. So we're like, oh, that's cool. And so he gave us a couple of those. And we ended up staying On the Border for 4 hours talking about the timeline of Prometheus. Like, when did this happen? When did he kill himself? But it's a movie where I watch it and I'm like, that's dumb. No, don't run in a straight line. But then I think about it, and I think about the neat cinematography and David. I like that kind of angle, the different world, the weird birth sequence. And then I love it. But then I watch it, and then I go, I don't like this. But then I think about it, and I'm like, I like it. I'm like, I should watch it. And I'm like, wait, I don't like this. So I have a very odd relationship with Prometheus that is not healthy.
It's the cinematic version of Lipstick on a Pig. It looks cute. It looks brilliant. You can't stop watching it. And if you think about it for 5 seconds, the whole thing falls apart. Absolutely. Yeah. The world of Aliens has been established to be the most dangerous sci-fi timeline in the history of film. And these cats just land on the planet. Yeah, we're not wearing a suit. It's cool. The cavern seems to be safe. Yeah, I'm just going to take my helmet off. Yeah, everything's great.
So at least they tried to cover that on this movie, right? They didn't even think about it.
Yeah.
And they got lucky. So that's another, that's a Tim Allen drop right there.
It's big. It's a big sci-fi trope, man. And it was funny to watch in the documentary Damon Lindelof, the guy who made Lost, and the producer of Bra Trek, aka Star Trek 2009. You know, he's so into Star Trek, and to me, that movie completely missed the mark of what Star Trek is about. Even though it's great to watch, I enjoy that movie. But this guy grows up with Star Trek. He knows all the tropes, and that movie just misses.
Yeah. I mean, well, I guess let's see, this is a really stupid thing, but Constantine, someone said if you look at it as a film noir, it's excellent. But if you look at it as a Hellblazer adaptation, it's terrible.
Yeah.
So do you think Star Trek is a fun sci-fi film, but it can't really be looked at as a canon Star Trek film?
Well, the thing is, Roddenberry, when Roddenberry pitched Star Trek, and the Star Trek that we grew up watching, it wasn't like Shakespearean awesome levels of drama. Roddenberry was more into talking, dealing with what the problem is through speaking. Like Force is the way last option. It's the last option beyond the last option. And Bra Trek is just, the Beastie Boys, sabotage, pew, 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 pew. What the?
There's no diplomacy in that movie.
No. And then time paradox, docs. They're like, come on, man. Okay. All right, fine. It's the Kelvin timeline, so we can get Leonard Nimoy. All right, again, I don't hate this movie, but you grow up watching Trek. This is the reason why people have been responding with mixed reviews to Discovery and Bra Trek, because diplomacy is not a thing. It's the gun first, man.
Can I ask you, all right, do you like Last Jedi?
That's the middle one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I did like that one because it subverted the whole trope of everybody has to be connected. No, anybody can get the Force. By the way, your parents were nothing. That was awesome.
Megan loves it because J.J. Abrams, when he went in to make the Lost pilot, he made the Lost pilot with a polar bear and smoke monster. He's like, okay guys, I'll see you later, and they had to deal with that. So she loves, because she knows how much I love Lost. Like I think Constant. So I'm like, I love Friday Night Lights. I love The Wire, Sopranos, Breaking Bad. But I still consider The Constant to be my favorite episode of television ever. But it gets so frustrating with all the puzzle box stuff with Abrams. Yeah. And so my wife Megan, she just laughed when we were watching it at just how much Rian Johnson was. I guess I'll get our PG-13 episode here. So my visual that came to mind while watching The Last Jedi as compared to Force Awakens is the Dave Chappelle sketch where he's like, "Fuck your couch." Where Rian Johnson. Yeah, that's our PG-13, but where Rian Johnson just said that, and
he trashed everything.
Yeah, and so I'm thinking to myself, this is a terrible idea for a trilogy, but I did not see this coming, and so I was able to sort of roll with it, and it made me happy. But yeah, not that there's anything to do with Galaxy Quest, because that's perfect.
Well, actually, it really does have stuff to do with Galaxy Quest, man, because Galaxy Quest could have completely, like I said, if Harold Ramis had done it, it would have just been Spaceballs 2, Electric Boogaloo, But instead of being the J.J. Abrams, where we just copy and paste, they're doing homage. They're getting in the archetypes of the characters, and they're breaking down the behind-the-scenes stuff, because Tim Allen, Alan Rickman, they do actually make a perfect Kirk and Spock. And actually, Alan Rickman, Tim Allen, they had a little bit of beef behind the scenes. Not deep, but Rickman's like, you're not an actor. And Tim Allen's like, fart jokes. Leonard Nimoy is like, I am an actor and I'm a singer and I'm awesome. And you, William Shatner, are an idiot. And that actually happened,
Yep.
So
welcome to acting. Remember the documentary where Tim Allen?
Yes. Welcome to acting. And it's 100% correct. I've never seen him act that well, except for Toy Story, which is, voice acting. And that's definitely acting.
I know this shouldn't happen, Norbert, but there's so many. Okay, there shouldn't be an Academy Award for voice work, but there are voice performances that just pop. And his performance pops in the Toy Story films.
I think there should be voice acting. I disagree.
Because I would love it. Let's do it. I just think, him and Tom Hanks, like just their work. I don't know what it is about them, but I don't know. It's interesting. Put Tim Allen with Tom Hanks, brilliant. Put Tim Allen with Alan Rickman, brilliant.
Yeah.
Well, actually, you put him with Martin Lawrence, William H. Macy, and John Travolta, and you have a $300 million gross across the world. Maybe you should just put Tim Allen with people, and it's great.
Oh my! I just need less Tim Allen in my life. This is all the Tim Allen I can handle.
It's roles like this though that make me annoyed. So there's been movies that I watch where I see actors just like, all right, so get like David Arquette in Scream movies. I think his take on Dewey is like vulnerable. It's funny. It's nice. It's warm. But you never see that in any of his other performances.
Correct.
I'm like, you're capable of it, dude. Like you can do it, but it just hasn't happened. So it's a little frustrating to me.
Well, when they talk about in the documentary, they talk about other casting that they were thinking of, and Bruce Willis, that would have been awful. But then they mentioned two cats that I would have loved to have seen. Kevin Kline. Oh yeah, that would have been awesome because Kevin Kline is hilarious. Mm-hmm. And my boy from Long Island, Alec Baldwin. Alec Baldwin makes this a $500 million movie. Not just because he's Alec Baldwin, but because look at the comedy chops that he showed on 30 Rock. Every time he shows up on SNL, he can do like 4 different impressions spot on. He would have been amazing. And he would have been able to cry during that scene where they're torturing Malthazar.
Can I ask you something weird?
Go for it.
All right. So Alec Baldwin, he would have nailed it. I'm no doubt about that. But would he have loved it as much as Tim Allen? You
know what? When you see Alec Baldwin just suddenly break out an impression of Robert De Niro, and he is fully committed down to the squint of his eyes, the way he moves his hands and shows the cigarette. He doesn't strike me as a sci-fi type of dude, sci-fi buff. So maybe that would have been missing. But I think he would have just done yeoman's professional and just nailed the hilarious parts and the dramatic parts. Because of course, Alec Baldwin's a better actor than Tim Allen. I mean, that's just,
Yeah, you're right. And what do you think about his performance in A Fish Called Wanda, Kevin Kline? Oscar winner.
He's just jumping around. He's fencing. He's just spitting the lines perfectly. Perfect delivery. Oh man, that was a hilarious movie, a caper. And that's the movie that J.J. Abrams should have studied before he started doing all his damn puzzle box movies and TV shows, because every little weird quirk in A Fish Called Wanda, it gets tied up,
Yep, it does.
J.J. leaves thing that. Go ahead.
Sorry. Oh, sorry. No. Let's just stop saying sorry and interrupt each other. It'll be fine. Sorry. Because I'm going to do it to you about 800 more times. My bad. But wait, I just said my bad. I just said my bad after saying let's not apologize. Whatever. We'll keep it simple.
I'm sorry. Here we go with the tangents.
All right, so I had a really good point, but I lost it. So what do you got right now? I had something good, man. I was on to something, and I don't have it anymore.
All right. Well, the Thermians, okay? The Thermians and that whole Star Trek The Next Generation commitment, Star Trek Deep Space Nine commitment to just weird aliens that look like people, except when they take off their little image enhancers and turn into octopus. Octopuses?
Octopi.
That was great, man. We are looking for help. Can you please aid us? That voice is amazing. It's the Resonators.
Yeah, that's not right.
Oh, that's not right. That's another fan thing, making it with an alien. Hey, what would that be like? The tentacles come out and the movie commits to it. He's just, you know what? I'm Tech Sergeant Chen. I don't care. This is happening.
Between Men in Black and Galaxy Quest, he has some bona fide sci-fi cred.
Oh, 100%, man. Shalhoub is such a flexible actor. Monk, I got that whole series. It's so great.
So good. Ted Levine.
Yeah.
The director the director went on to direct some episodes of Monk later on.
Nice.
This makes me really happy.
Awesome.
And then let's see. I can get this, and I'm not going to edit this out, so I'm just going to keep this. I have something good. Oh, Stan Winston, dude. Stan Winston stuff.
Perfect.
Like I love the look of the octopuses. I thought that the Thermians. I thought they looked awesome. And then the kind of reptilian bug creatures.
Yes.
I love that when Saris pops out they call them reptilian humanoids, but I got more like insects. When he pops out his things in the back.
Yeah.
What a great practical effect.
Yeah.
I like
creepy
how human. They made him human too, because perhaps I'm not as dumb as I am ugly. And when he enjoys torturing Balthazar when Tim Allen is telling the truth, like he's just sort of human. I'm not saying he's fully three-dimensional, but they make him. They make him. What's the word? He wants that omega-13. Yeah. He's gonna get it, and there's nothing else to it. He's just a liar dirtbag. But he feels fleshed out, and that Stan Winston costume is beautiful.
The Stan Winston effects are awesome. I always thought that actually that costume was made by the Jim Henson people, so it was cool to find out that it was Stan Winston, because we all know his iconic work, on Aliens and
Predator.
The Predator, yeah. But the thing about the villain that you're mentioning, that's a really good point too. Trek, Khan, of course. Khan is that guy. He's egotistical, sociopathic, driven to the point of doing whatever it takes. Deep Space Nine, you got Gul Dukat. I always get a vibe of Gul Dukat off of this guy, the Cardassian leader. Because this is what these Trek villains have, Do they want to slaughter a planet full of people? Absolutely. But they're going to explain it to you in flowery language.
Yes.
And they're going to give you chills because they're great. And the guy who played Saris, unfortunately, he passed away. His name is Robin Sachs. But the voice is nailed. Voice is nailed. It's brilliant.
And so you and I were talking about this prior to the recording, and I said this movie is so good, it's annoying. Yeah. And I was listening to his voice and his reactions and just the timing of this thing. I mean, not as ugly as I am stupid. That's perfect timing, dude.
Yeah.
That's like, I know there's editing involved, but I just thought the voice was good. And I like that the voice wasn't recognizable. I didn't quite know who Robin Sachs was. So it wasn't Harrison Ford doing the voice. I don't know. It wasn't. Exactly. Like Richard Dreyfuss doing the voice. It was just some random voice work. And I'm not saying he's a random actor, but I dug that villain, and I just, oh man, that's a cool, he's crafty, he's mean, and he relishes in it. I dig it.
And and it really is nailed at basically the end of the second act, beginning of the third act, where he's like, you have done far more damage to these people than I ever could have, because he knows what acting and lying is. He knows what TV shows are. And it dawns on him, and the chuckle, brilliant. It's so great. It's so great. And that's what really leads to that scene with Enrico and Tim Allen. We lied. We're actors. I'm so sorry. That's what leads to that hitting, because Saris has exterminated the entire species, basically. But what Tim Allen did, up until that point anyway, was give these people false hope and take advantage of them for what he thought was going to be a payday. And it shows what a scumbag he was. And that's also the moment when his character realizes, not only am I a dirtbag, but I'm going to get all these people killed, and I got to do something. And that's when he starts his real hero moment.
So we were watching this beforehand. So we were working out, and we were watching this just before the podcast, just to kind of get a refresher. And my wife Megan saw the opening scene where Tim Allen goes, open up the blue and red cannons and hit him with the magnet things. And then he leaves. And Megan, I never see her get like this. She's like, what did he just, like, she's like, did he just do that? That was terrible. Like, that's that's such a hilarious moment.
Yeah, dude, totally.
I just hit him with it. Whatever. This is better than most sets.
He's a scumbag. Yeah.
They legit opened fire on, man. And I got to tell you, his drunk limo shenanigans, I've seen that so many times. Yeah. So for me, it's become normal the way he's handling that. But yeah, no, I loved how he opened fire. They hit the shit.
Yeah, and just wrap it up. You're a jerk, whatever. Okay, make sure you got Coke in my limousine. And then with Missy Pyle, he's, hey, how you doing? Her translator is broken.
I love that scene.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so good. Hey, so how about this? Let's take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll gush more about Galaxy Quest. How's that sound?
I await your return, Hoffmeyer.
Welcome back to Movies, Films, and Flicks, and we have some really fun questions, Norbert, by some of your biggest fans who also are on this podcast a lot.
Thank you.
So you have some huge fans that also record episodes of this, and they have some questions for you.
Let's rock and roll, man.
So John Wheeler, who's also called Johnny Numb, he's like one of the premier writers about horror movies. You read one of his horror movie reviews, and they're so thoughtful, you kind of want to barf. They're just so... Like, I told him, I was like, can you write my reviews? Because, like, they're so... He just thinks them through. They're very thoughtful. He has a cheeky question. He's like, my question, why haven't I watched this yet? So do you think he's just been too busy watching horror movies, and he hasn't given this a shot?
Man, look, why haven't we watched... Mind blown, you know? Wow, you can't be a movie guy and not watch Galaxy Quest. That's just... Oh, man, wow. What are you doing? Johnny Numb. Become unnumb. Unnumb yourself.
Do it. Watch, Johnny. You will love this movie. And I want to read an excellent review from you as well that I'll get jealous of.
Go for it.
Yeah, I'm telling you, man. He just writes these reviews that I can't. I'm not a good movie reviewer. That's why I write data articles. But yeah, I get jealous of. I'm not jealous, but I'm proud of his stuff. So like, I love it when he writes it. So that was his question. And then Justin Cox. Oh, you remember Niall Moore from Korea?
Yeah, man, all day. We basically during the situation, what we've been doing is every couple of weeks getting together on Zoom and playing Jeopardy on Sega CD. It's been great.
He recorded a Back to the Future episode with me.
Nice.
Yeah, but he just wrote love that movie. So Niall loves that movie. Justin Cox has a funny question for us. He's like, when do you give up and when do you surrender?
Well, I take my cues from the guy in Monty Python, the Black Knight, got all those limbs. Just a flesh wound. Just a flesh wound. There's never a time to give up, and there's never a time to surrender. The word never in itself, it defines when you give up. Never. You don't.
What if 1,000 orcs are charging at you and you're by yourself?
1,000 orcs?
Yeah.
Are we in a wide open field, or is there a way?
Wide open field. Do you run away like they do in Monty Python?
Well, is there a way for me to construct some form of rudimentary lathe with the things that are around me? You see what I did there, right?
That's a beautiful Sam Rockwell guy.
Perhaps you could construct a rudimentary lathe. You never give up. You never surrender. Never. You don't run.
Because what's the alternative? Like, you might as well give it your all. Like, I quit. Like, just go for it.
That's it. Your best option, you run at the orc that's closest to you. You stick your thumb in his eye, and you whatever you can pull off of that dead orc after you murder it, you just use it to club the orc to your left. And you just see what happens from there, man. Never surrender, though.
My goal would be to take out 1,000 orcs are charging me. I have a large sword.
Mm-hmm.
I would find an area where I could kill at least 30 of them. And so after I'm wiped out, those orcs are like, man, that guy... He killed Hank and Steve and Ray and Barbara and Debbie. Like, that was...
Word.
I mean...
Word. Lewis is never going to recover from that knife wound, for sure.
Like, Jerry got his leg cut off. So, for the rest of these orcs' careers, I want, they'll get together for 10-year anniversaries, 20-year anniversaries, and I just want them to be like, remember that dude that just gave us that... I mean, we killed him with 18 arrows, but... he was good. Like, we respect him. Like, he would be part of us. Like, that's the way I'd go down.
Yeah, Phyllis will never be the same again, man. Phyllis will never be the same. She saw Jerry just get taken down by a screaming, large, handsome man. Just totally jacked, just never surrender. He's just going berserk. And he managed to construct that rudimentary lathe from the parts of our brethren. It was, we don't mess with Hoffmeyers anymore.
He killed Mark. Wait, I don't know, another name. He killed Harrison with his own arm.
Twice.
He woke him back up, and he killed him again.
I pity the fool.
Yeah.
Oh,
God. Jube. I think that's one of my favorite episodes about the backstory in Montana.
Yeah.
All right, so Jesse Deal asks, also, how did Lalieri, who was played by Missy Pyle, whose role got a lot bigger when they realized that Sigourney Weaver was the only female in the cast, which is awesome for her because she's great. Dodgeball, watch it. But he's like, how did she reconcile acting on the Galaxy Quest reboot? When last we left our Thermians, they were still under the impression that Taggart was lying about the TV show. So do you think she just got a big fat paycheck and she's like, I'm over it?
Now, you see, here's the thing. They weren't under the impression that he lied about being on the TV show. Because remember, Malthazar, after he comes out of the infirmary and he's all limping with the cane, he's like, up. You said that you were liars. Up. And everybody starts laughing. So once again, it's not a J.J. Abrams movie. There are no holes in this, man. They still think that these are historical records, you know?
There really are no holes in this movie.
No. The rest of the Thermians on the ship, anyway, they still think that these are historical documents. And she probably, you know, in her in flagrante delicto moments with Tech Sergeant Chen, you know, she probably knows the truth now, but she doesn't care. You know, she's got her image transformer, and she's good, man. She's good. She's on Earth. You know what I'm saying? She goes to Whataburger. She's eating ahi tuna. You know,
an In-N-Out burger, dude.
That's what it is, man. That's what it is.
In-N-Out burger. You know, the first time I ever ate an In-N-Out burger, I was working at Comic-Con in Anaheim, and I had the night off. And as opposed to going to a good restaurant, I walked like a mile to an In-N-Out burger. I was like, well, I might as well walk because I'm going to be eating a burger. So I walked a mile, ate it. Yeah. So I ate it during a comic convention, so that brings it back. Sorry for that. All right, next question.
No, enjoy.
All right, and then John Levengood, who's a big fan of yours, Norbert, he asked.
Thank you, John.
And John, you're listening to this. Norbert wants to do some horror episodes, so let's work him out. All
let's do it.
John asks, and actually Johnny Num's a big fan of yours too, man. So if you've not so Johnny Numb, we've covered Only God Forgives, Dragged Cost Concrete. We've done L, and then we call it the feel good movies, where we've just covered really brutal films. But yeah, they're super good episodes. And then we've done another. Oh crap, I can't. But they're excellent episodes. All right, but John Levengood asks, I'd like to question a scene that I love, but find inexplicable in some ways. When the miner race, a carbon-based bipedal oxygen-breathing species of humanoid, just to give their planet's biology some context if they're from that planet, summoned the Gorignac. Is that a rock creature, a living organism? A bunch of rocks appear to magically or telekinetically assemble into a sentient golem of sorts? Is this a sort of construct they created? Are they all telekinetic mutants pooling their mental powers to create this craggly menace to defend or amuse themselves? And these little miners run around naked and literally eat their own. So do we believe the mine and the whole mining operation that produced a Bellarium sphere are a product of their civilization, or are they lorded over by a slave-keeping race of greater intelligence and or technological advancement like in Battlefield Earth?
Very fascinating. All right, I put forth the following. On our planet, we have insects that eat other insects. Hamsters and rats will eat their own young. We got a lot of biological diversity on our planet. So, in my mind, the Gorignac is just a dude, part of a race of Gorignac's. You realize who the top of the food chain is. And clearly the Gorignac's are the top of the food chain. So the little miner dudes, they have their own little civilization going on at the same time that the Gorignac's exist on their planet. And it's like, after one of the Gorignac's stepped on Steve, they're like, what is that? I don't know. Looks like a Gorignac. Sounds like a good name. So that's what it is. You know, it's another thing that lives on the planet with them in concert. It's one big ecosystem. The circle of life.
I think they just wanted to have some fun by watching Tim Allen get smushed by this rock, so they woke it up. Like
totally.
The never-ending story rock monster.
That's right.
That's his own entity. And they just wanted to see this man get smushed, and then they were going to eat him.
Yeah. You know, it's like people who put Mentos in Coca-Cola to see what happens, you know?
Oh, that's brilliant.
Yeah, they're sick little freaks, man. But they're miners.
Now, do you think they killed all the miners that were there and they've taken over the operation? Or do you think... So, you know, when you go to some movie, like Alien vs. Predator, for example, there's a whaling station, and everyone's dead there because the predators came down. What's her name? The Yautja came down to Earth and killed them. So do you think that these naked miners... who, I just want to read this because I love what John wrote, a carbon-based bipedal oxygen-breathing species of humanoid who speak a language. They have intelligence and they're just naked little buggers. Did they kill the miners?
I don't think that they killed the miners because they seem to be able to navigate their environment, and they do have intelligence. They were smart enough to hit it with a rock and try to eat it. In terms of Tim Allen, they're making jokes about it. They're making jokes about what he looks like. So it's possible that they murdered somebody higher on the food chain just because of their sheer numbers and incredibly sharp teeth. But at the same time, I think it's totally possible that mining colony was actually theirs, and that, they use the beryllium sphere, for example, for like games of soccer, or they just do Wile E. Coyote Roadrunner stuff and just watch this. I'm going to drop this beryllium sphere on Steve's head. It's going to be great, because they're sick little freaks.
I love
it. Good question, John.
The writing on this is beautiful, the way that John wrote this. And
it's flower.
It's very flower. Good job, John. I love this. I love this thing you wrote here. Now, I got to say, my favorite line from this movie comes when Sigourney Weaver, I know Gwen DeMarco, or Lieutenant Tawny Madison.
Lieutenant Tawny.
I just want to say Sigourney because there's so many different names flying around here. But when she said, "Let's get out of here before they kill Guy."
Yes. She had his back, man. She had his back.
But I love that she's delusional enough to think none of us are going to die. But Guy, right?
Because there it is. That's how the episodes were written, man. She knew that she was always there. And even though she had the stupidest job on the ship, she was secure in the fact that she would not be injured.
So her job was stupid, but it might be the most necessary aside from Daryl Mitchell's from Laredo. Because the computer took directions from no one.
Exactly. That was the key to her role. Was her job stupid because she was repeating the computer? That part was stupid, but the only person the computer listened to was her. That was a great little nugget in that movie, that if you're not paying attention, you don't even notice it the first time.
Yeah, so would you send her on, so you're the captain, and the only person that the computer listens to is Tawny Madison.
That's right.
She's fully capable of going on missions on planets, but would you send her on a mission, leaving the ship and the computer?
You can't, man. That was another big thing about Star Trek The Next Generation, Picard is like, I want to beam down to the planet and tour in a runabout. And Riker's always like, look, man, you're the captain. We'll send some other people to do this. It's a thing, man. You gotta consider, who is important on this ship. We can't just let the captain always go down and just do wild things. And it's basically like, Hoffmeyer, let's go drinking. Here, you take the keys to the car. We're gonna get you wasted anyway and let you drive. Like, what? It's insane. But that's what makes this movie great.
That was the best part about Korea, man. Just the cabs everywhere. None of us had vehicles.
Everywhere. You jump in a cab with an open container, and the taxi driver is like, here's a cigarette. You're just, wow, what a world.
That's how I escaped you guys during my first night of working. You guys, so the company, when I teamed up with the company that Norbert worked at, they would take out employees to get them plowed so that their employees would release their real selves, right? They would they would see how the employee acts. So I went out with you guys for my party, and I got schnockered. And I told you guys to go to another karaoke place. I'm like, I'll meet you there. And then I ran to a cab.
Misdirection.
Yeah.
Well done.
And I don't think anybody noticed because no one even brought it up to me. I think everyone else just had a good time at the next
I
karaoke
literally
place.
don't even remember the night you're talking about. That's how drunk we were.
Yeah, I think that was good misdirection, man. So that was good. So I got that cab.
Well played, sir.
What else haven't we even? Okay. You're a casting agent. Mm-hmm. You land Justin Long for this role, and apparently the casting agent, like hell or high water, fought for Justin Long. Like, if you don't hire me, I'm quitting. I'm doing all this. But he was perfect in this movie. I mean, the earnestness, someone said, was it the documentary that said one of the greatest cuts? I don't even think they were using hyperbole. They said one of the greatest cuts in cinema is when Tawny and Taggart are about to blow up, and they're trying to get a hold of Justin Long, but he's running out the trash. Brandon's running out the trash from recycling.
Yeah. It was hilarious, man. And in the documentary, he says he's doing impressions of Marty McFly. It's hilarious. And it's like Doc, like Doc. And then when he's talking, I knew it was real the whole time. Yes, he's great. I love Justin Long. Justin Long and the guy Anton Yelchin.
Oh yeah, I'm a big Yelchiner.
Rest in peace to Yelchin. Anton Yelchin, Justin Long. These are the guys who I think that Jesse Eisenberg wants to be, or like Shia LaBeouf, because they pull it off and they don't seem snarky and like they're just about to enter jerk mode once the camera's off. I love Justin Long and everything. Dodgeball.
Oh, it's so good. Levingood and I did an episode about Tusk, and I forced him to do it because I'm so obsessed with the movie. But I did an episode because I think Justin Long's really good in it. And also, Anton Yelchin, like we've done, John and I also did a Fright Night episode, and I'm a Like Crazy's one of our, like my wife's and I's favorite movies. And then also, Johnny Num and I are doing a Green Room episode coming up, and that is one of my favorite movies of the last 10 years. I think the violence, violence. So there's a line in this movie. I don't want to drop another F-bomb. He's like, that hit so effing hard. The violence in that film, man, is just so quick and violent. But I love Imogen Poots and Anton Yelchin together in that movie. I love everybody in that movie, and their deaths are just so brutal. Like there's no glory moments for anybody in that film.
It's a dark movie. You gotta be in a certain mood to sit down and watch Green Room. But Fright Night is great.
Oh, the remake?
The Fright Night remake was great. Yeah.
Dude, what's so you and I watch a lot of movies. What percent of movies do you just forget about?
Oh man, 87%. 0.2.
Yeah, you know what? I'm with you. I'd say 87.24, just to be a little different from yours. But there's scenes in that Fright Night remake where his next door neighbor, she is getting killed by Jerry, but she kind of whispers to him to stay quiet. Like that's such a good moment. And then I really dig I love everything David Tennant does in that movie. I mean, Toni Collette, Imogen Poots, like there's a good cast. I dig that flick. That's a good one.
It's good, man. It's good.
Yeah. Imogen Poots, dude. She's a good actress. What do you think? You Imogen Pooter?
I enjoyed her, man, and I liked how they reversed the roles from the original, because the original came out in 85, 86?
Yeah.
And Charlie's girlfriend is Marcy Darcy, Amanda Pierce from Married with Children, and she's like, "No, Charlie, stop." And the modern version that we have now, she's like, "Charlie, look, you got to put out, okay? I'm tired of this." Like, Charlie, when are we gonna bang? What are we talking about here?
Oh, that's perfect.
And she's constantly like, "Shh, here, I just tore off my shirt. Why are you looking out the window? I'm trying to bang you. Hello." It's just wow.
That's
very funny. Yeah,
that's funny.
It's really funny. Yeah.
Right. And then, all right, what else do we have in this movie? We have a lot more, right? What else do we got in here that we can go?
The Quest, baby, all day.
All right, so I mean, I love the the show when they did the behind the scenes footage. Did you notice how Tim Allen's body language was much different from his real life body language? He kind of had hunched shoulders.
Yeah.
That was an interesting choice, right?
The TV show version, he's very 100% into I am William Shatner as Captain Kirk, and he gives the staring off 1,000-yard stare. He delivers the lines with that gravitas. Yeah, and then when it comes to his real life, which is why he wanted so badly to go up on the spaceship, even after he realized that it was real, his real life is terrible. Here he gets to be a leader. He gets to be the number one guy. All eyes are on me, just like Tim Allen, which is how he nailed this.
And, they did that without saying anything. They just showed him alone drinking scotch and passing out. And they never bring that up again, but they show you it, and that's enough in movies. And also, I'm so glad you said that, because I found another page of notes that I didn't even know I had in this movie, because I have so many notes on this film.
Notes!
By the first 6 minutes in this film, you've met all the characters, and you know basically what their personalities are. You have Tim Allen showing up late. You have Gwen kind of keeping everyone together. Alan Rickman was, I was Macbeth 3 times.
Yeah.
Tony Shalhoub is totally chill. You have Sam Rockwell riffing to the fans. You have Daryl Mitchell kind of, he's annoyed. He's kind of like the firecracker, and he's annoying.
Yeah.
He argues with Tawny. Like he's not backing down from anybody. So you already have in the first 6 minutes of this movie kind of a firm grasp of character. And that's really impressive for the first 6 minutes of a movie.
Well, the table is set not only because, the characters are clearly defined right there, but again, back to the actors, man. How do you get this group of people together? It is insane.
Yeah.
It is insane. You look at this cast, and even for 1999, not for nothing, like Sigourney Weaver, you see her in something. Oh, I remember her in Aliens. Nobody's talking about Gorillas in the Mist or Working Girl. It's always, oh, she was in Aliens. Daryl Chill Mitchell, he was big in House Party. Sam Rockwell at the time, nobody in particular.
Home Fries. I like him in Home Fries.
Right, Home Fries. Thank you. Yes, that movie. That was directed by the director.
Yep.
I think.
Luke Wilson, underrated.
Right. What's his name? Was in Wings. Tony Shalhoub. Yes. Wings is a pretty forgettable sitcom.
Yeah.
Not terrible, but not great. So these are all actors who, at the time, they're nothing in terms of what they are now.
Mm-hmm. The biggest star was Tim Allen.
Can you imagine? Like looking back on this now.
I mean, he was red hot, man. Remember,
he was legit.
Home Improvement. Like a quarter of all households watch that show. He had Santa Claus, which was massive. He had Toy Story. Like that dude was cutting checks left and right.
And he was still doing stand up.
Yep.
Yeah. So the reason why it gets pulled together in the first 6 minutes, like you said, the cast, man, the cast is just brilliant. It's brilliant, and you don't see movies this good anymore. Now, honestly, they end up on Netflix, where they're like an episode too long, 2-3 episodes too long. Yeah, 100%.
I'm just jazzed about being on the show, man. Such a weird line. Oh.
That's who he is. He's Guy Fleegman, man. Listen, red shirts do not make it. I'm the guy that's there to die just to stress the importance and the danger of the situation. And he's like, that's actually a great definition of a red shirt. That's who he is. 100%.
And you know what's pretty interesting? I thought it was pretty cool on most of the actors' parts, because when Ivan Reitman wanted to direct this movie, he was like, I don't want Sigourney Weaver. I worked with her on Ghostbusters, but she's done sci-fi before. And then he straight up blew off Tim Allen because he wanted an action star who could be funny, not an actor who could be an action star. But I after hearing all these stories, I kind of appreciated these actors a little bit more, because Sigourney Weaver fought for this role. And Tim Allen probably went through the most awkward lunch ever. And he was an A-lister. He was, I'm serious, dude. Like, his TV had such bigger numbers back then. I mean, gigantic numbers. And he stuck with it because he wanted this so bad. So I think that maybe makes me like, I don't know, it makes me like it more that all these people hung around and stuck with it.
It is ironic that he was somehow the underdog in this case.
Yeah.
It's also amazing. Again, well, actually, the Sigourney Weaver thing is the perfect example. She's done sci-fi before. Completely blowing off that she basically got nominated for an Oscar for Aliens. Mm-hmm. She was Oscar nominated in multiple movies. Even when she's a supporting actress, she chews up the screen.
Heartbreakers.
You can't take your eyes off of her. Yeah, the vampire one, right?
No, the one with Jennifer Love Hewitt, Gene Hackman, and Ray Liotta.
Yes. How do you say, oh, yeah, we don't need Sigourney Weaver? How do you say the number one TV star in America, that guy, you know what? I'd rather get Mel Gibson. Let's see if we can get Robin Williams. Like, what? Could you imagine Mel Gibson in this movie? Like, that would have been terrible. And that's not about, the drinking and the phone calls. That's just, Mel Gibson in this movie? No. Mm-hmm. Robin Williams? Could you imagine Robin Williams in this movie? Captain, we're getting something from Saris. Well, we got to talk to Saris right now. Hey, Saris, what are you doing over there? You look kind of funny. You got those things sticking out of your head like, ground control to Major Tom. Come on, man. Robin Williams? And granted, this was the time when Robin Williams was into his real cheesy maudlin 90s.
What Dreams May Come, right?
Yeah.
Patch Adams.
Yeah. I'm going to cure cancer with the power of laughter. Like, okay.
He had just come off of Good Will Hunting. He won an Oscar for Good Will Hunting.
Right.
But that was a year after. This movie ended up still making money. It made $90 million. Yeah. So this movie didn't do well its opening weekend. And just by sheer force of will, it hung around in the theaters and collected bank. Like I think that said something about the word of mouth on this movie. And I think it would hold up as I should have done this, but I'd like to see the weekend drop between each weekend, because it can't be steep for it to pull out that much money.
Well, it's the fact that the internet was not what it is now.
Yeah.
And if this came out during the bigger internet times, the message boards would have been on fire with this. Probably at the time, 99, the alt dots were big on it, and the people who were like comic book guy were like, yes, go see Galaxy Quest. It's the best Star Trek movie ever. But the way they marketed it was like a slapstick comedy, and Tim Allen, it was like, I'm telling you, man.
They were saying DreamWorks lost faith in it. There's an article about it. Like, they didn't know what to do with it, so they just put us up against Stuart Little.
Oh my God, and everybody's like, why should I go pay for Tim Allen when I can watch Home Improvement on syndication right now?
That was everywhere.
Everywhere, every channel.
I gotta tell you, man, the formula of that. So the more I get into kind of writing about movies and analyzing, the formula of Home Improvement was kind of brilliant because you had the work life, home life, and then backyard life. It was such like comfort food for people. So it's kind of like a NCIS is now, or like Big Bang Theory, where you just have does that make sense? Like,
yeah, no, you're right, man. And he leans into the Tim the Toolman character in his new show, that Last Man Standing thing.
Oh yeah.
Where he plays a much more conservative version of Tim the Toolman. But in this show, Home Improvement, Patricia Clarkson.
Yeah, Patricia Clarkson.
That's the wife and the two kids. They're there to balance, what he wants to do. Whereas on the TV show, Tool Time, he's always making fun of Al because Al's quiet and he wears plaid shirts. and Al is competent, but he's not manly. So all of these things are there. And then when he's been a jerk enough, we get to the point where he talks to Wilson, and Wilson's like, you're kind of being a dick, Tim. And he listens to Wilson because, he probably was in World War II and he knows what he's talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They can't come around the other side of the fence.
No, you really can't. You really can't.
So we were talking about this movie earlier and kind of bringing things in. And if you think about it, in the first 6 minutes, they bring up the Omega-13. I keep wanting to say Omega-3s. But they bring up the Omega-13. It comes in handy later on.
Yeah.
Tim Allen gets the transponder. Justin Long gets it. It comes in handy later on. I mean, everything in this movie, like, comes in. Like, Guy is an extra. That comes in later on.
Chekhov's gun, man. Chekhov's gun.
Like, so we were talking about Niall Moore and I were talking about this in our Back to the Future episode, and actually we were talking. This guy Todd Liebenow and I were talking about this in our Tremors episode, where I'm telling you, Norbert, there's many more movies that do this, but Back to the Future, Tremors, and Galaxy Quest, they handle Chekhov's gun beautifully. I mean,
there it is.
The economic, like, what's kind of crazy is these scripts are not okay. These scripts are really well thought out. These are scripts where you put, okay, we have an extra, we have to bring up that later. We have an Omega-13, we bring it up later. These are very controlled scripts that people might think that they're boring to write because they tie everything together. But it's scripts like this that make timeless movies.
That's it. It's good storytelling, man, and it's the reason why people do have problems with J.J. Abrams and the puzzle box that leads to nowhere. People do have problems with, the Jerry Bruckheimer / Michael Bay. Everything is going to blow up.
Yeah.
All the time. Because people, they do want to see cool CGI. They do want to see cool special effects. But if you're talking about a sandwich at the beginning of the movie and you take the time and budget to light and direct and make these people do it, that sandwich has got to mean something by the third act, man. It's got to. How
about this? At the end of Armageddon, Bruce Willis saves the world with an animal cracker.
Oh man. Hey, remember that animal cracker you gave me 2 weeks ago on the break? We gotta use something to plug the hole. I got the animal cracker from Ben Affleck. I don't want to close my eye.
Everyone's crying. Everyone's crying, Perfect.
That's it. Oh, Daddy, I can't believe you remembered my animal cracker. I love you, sweetheart. I don't want to miss a thing. Animal cracker saves the world.
Now, how emotional did you get in this film when Alan Rickman, Dr. Lazarus, says, by Grab Thor's hammer to the guy who had been shot? Remember that? So the guy's walking around with him. He's like, don't say that. Yeah, Quellic.
Yeah, Quellic.
And he's like, don't say that. And then later on, he says it to him. Like he That's another great moment that ties back to each other. And that's an emotional beat.
Dramatic.
When he gets shot, I've seen that movie 6 times. I still just sit there. Like, I need to watch it more. I feel terrible for only. It's an hour and 40 minutes, Norbert. It's the easiest movie to watch on the planet.
It is.
It's beautiful. That's another reason why it's perfect. But watching Alan Rickman's reaction with him, you're thinking to yourself, this is a movie about Star Trek actors going on an actual mission in space. But they found emotion in a guy that looked up to one of them. I got another goosebumps again. Jeez Louise. But
no, it's true.
They find emotion in these scenes that have impact because they built them up earlier. And that's once again, man, it's just the economy of a script and just Chekhov's gum. Hey, Chekhov's gum? I guess that would make sense.
It's delicious. It's spearmint.
Wait, what movies have gum come back into play?
Gum. Actually, I think there was a part in either Leviathan or Alien where the guy, they'd chew the gum and just stick it in.
Rocketeer.
Thank you. Yes. Right? But to your point about Rickman, that's a really good point that you brought up, man. Because initially, like they were saying, Tim Allen's character was going to be the one that hates the show, that he's pigeonholed into doing this thing. But we know that reality, William Shatner was always trying to get away from Star Trek, T.J. Hooker, all of that stuff. But it's Rickman who's like, I'm the actor's actor. I don't want to keep doing this stupid sci-fi crap. This is dumb. By Graptar's hammer, I'll kill you all.
Yep.
And he finally realizes that, hey, this thing that I've been doing, that I've been hating on, it's been paying my bills, but really, more importantly, it's changing people's lives. This kid, his entire life has been built around what I'm doing. And that's why, Jonathan Frakes and Brent Spiner, they still show up to these Star Trek conventions all these years later because they've affected people's lives in a way that's important. You know how many engineers tell you to this day, man, I saw Star Trek, I wanted to be an engineer. Mm-hmm. I saw Star Trek, now I work for NASA. So that hits Alan Rickman as Quillick is dying. Like, oh my God, this kid, he knows how to do the Mokhtar stealth haze. That's how we survived. So yeah, man, by Graptar's hammer, you shall be avenged. Yeah, that moment hits all the time. It's brilliant.
Oh, it hurts my soul. I feel so bad.
Brilliant.
And also, what do you think about the comparisons to Three Amigos?
Wait, break that down for me. How does this compare to the Three Amigos?
Actors get involved in something real and win.
Oh my God! Mind blown. It never even occurred to me because the Three Amigos, not as deep as this movie.
No.
Yeah.
My little buttercup.
Yeah. Not as deep. And you know what? That's actually a perfect example of what would have happened if Harold Ramis directed this movie. It would have turned out like the Three Amigos. Because really, the Three Amigos wasn't so much about the high concept of actors being drafted into a real life situation. It was, Chevy Chase, Steve Martin, Martin Short. Oh my God, I would watch these guys read the phone book. That's what that movie was.
The best moments, though, are from El Guapo. You got me a sweater.
Yeah, that's right. What do you mean a plethora? A plethora is many things. Yeah, El Guapo is the best character in the movie. That's right.
El Guapo, really would you say that you're angry because a woman denied your advances? His right-hand man is so funny. His right-hand man calls him out for being dramatic.
Yeah. The best parts of that movie are with El Guapo. Absolutely. Yeah.
A sweater. I use that all the time. Like whenever I get a gift and it's tiny, I'm like, you got me a sweater. And no one gets it, but I do it. I'm going to do it for the rest of my life.
And me, anytime a friend of mine has a problem, I always ask them, maybe you could perhaps fashion a rudimentary lathe. I say that all the time. And people are like, what are you talking about?
Oh, man. All right. So how about this? Let's do something. So on Movies, Films, and Flick Facebook, we do a lot of polls. And we do tournaments. We do polls. And actually, congrats to Gary B. He won the Summer Blockbuster Tournament. That was a big...
Yeah,
Gary steamrolled everybody. Jeez Louise. That was a gnarly victory on his part. He beat Niall. He beat Niall. He beat Tom, who does this podcast a lot. And Tom is like a honey badger when it comes to these things. So he steamrolled. But you and me, let's do an Alan Rickman draft. And so you and I are going to pick 5 Alan Rickman movies each. No Die Hard.
Okay. Oh, man.
No Die Hard.
I love Die Hard.
Because that's a ringer. Like, you can't do You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you can't do it. So what we'll do is an Alan Rickman draft where I'll let you pick first, and then we'll pick 5 movies each. But no, I know what you're gonna pick first, but no Die Hard.
No Die Hard. Okay. Then you know what? If I can't go Die Hard, I'm going Dogma, the Metatron.
Oh.
The Metatron. I am the Metatron.
You're gonna hate me. I'm doing Galaxy Quest.
Ah, you son of a motherless goat.
So Megan and I, we did a Train to Busan episode recently, and I picked that, and she didn't realize we could pick the movies that we were talking about, and that's been a point of contention. She's really annoyed.
You really did just kind of undercut me right there, man. I went up for the layup, and you punched me out of the sky. That's dark, man. That's dark. All right. Okay, so I call Dogma, okay, and you call Galaxy Quest. Okay, next I call The Hitchhiker's Guide.
Oh, that's his
I'm
voice work.
An android. Well, it doesn't matter anyway. That was so great, yeah.
All right, so The Hitchhikers. You're going to hate me, because I'm going to pick something right now that I'm going to pick Robin Hood.
I was going to do that. You son of a mother's goat.
I will eat you, bring a friend. You, my room, 11 a.m. Bring a friend. Cancel Christmas.
All right, fine. Then
I'm doing low blows here, man. I'm sorry.
You're a dark human, and everything you do, I hope, crumbles into darkness. Okay, I call Sweeney Todd, the demon barber of Fleet Street, because I will have vengeance. I love that.
All right, Sweeney Todd. All right, so I have to do. Let's see. I'm not gonna go. No one's gonna care about this movie, but I love it. Like Sense and Sensibility, Oscar nominated, big film, popular film. He's really good in it, so I'm going Sense and Sensibility with him.
Okay.
Kate Winslet.
Okay. I picked Die Hard 3 because he was the motivation. I picked Die Hard 3. You killed my brother. But he really wasn't. But the funny thing is, even though he kind of mentions him, he's like, I just kind of wanted to steal the money.
I'm not giving you that.
All right. Then I go with the Tim Robbins classic, Bob Roberts. Underrated.
Bob Roberts. What's that one?
Bob Roberts is a political satire where Tim Robbins is running for office, and he's kind of a right-wing dude. And Alan Rickman plays basically the guy who puts his campaign together. And he's just so slimy and greasy in this role. He's awful. He's basically Karl Rove before I knew who Karl Rove was.
I need to watch this now. Wow. Norbert.
Go.
Quigley Down Under.
Quigley Down Under.
He's a good bad guy.
Yo, Alan Rickman is just good. And when he does, where are my detonators? Are you kidding me? Yippee-ki-yay, mara. He's great. And he's just suddenly, oh my God, I thought you were one of them. All
right, I'm gonna open this up for you, Norbert. You can have Die Hard since I went with a low blow and picked Galaxy Quest first. I'll give you Die Hard if you want it.
You really did. Okay, I take Die Hard.
All right, I'll give you Die Hard. Because I'm a good man. I wouldn't sleep tonight if I felt like I cheated you, Norbert.
Thank you for your kind.
And I feel like that's true.
Yes, that's right. You're a good human being. You're not a dirtbag.
All right,
I'm
gonna cheat, and I'm gonna say Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban.
Oh, now you see, here's the thing. I was never a Potter guy, and I know that there are like 48 Harry Potter films and 1,000 books. And it was a girlfriend or two that dragged me to these movies, and I just made sure to drink as much alcohol as possible in the theater. But I believe you when you say that he was good in these movies, because there's nothing that he's bad in.
If you're going to watch, so I just did a Lord of the Rings verse Harry Potter verse video for Rotten Tomatoes, and I had to do a big rewatch and go through all the scenes. If you want to go through and watch these again, do 3, are there 8 or 6? 8 or 7? Do 3. Okay. Do Azkaban, and then do Half-Blood Prince, and then do Deathly Hallows Part 2. Just watch 3 of them, and you got them.
Okay. Okay, because there's a lot, and it was just too cute, and I was at the wrong age to get into cute Harry Potter.
The last one gets dark, dude. It's just a war. So the last Harry Potter movie is the highest rated, and it's just a battle. Like it's very violent. Like people die, people are getting wiped out. Like there's aliens quotes going around. It's good. So you have Dogma, Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, Sweeney Todd, Bob Roberts, and Die Hard. I have Galaxy Quest, Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves, Sense and Sensibility, Quigley Down Under, and Harry Potter Prisoner of Azkaban. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put Die Hard first for you, so that people don't see it last. And
Thank you.
I think this is you're gonna beat me. You're gonna win. Nah. You're gonna win 53 to 47.
You know what? You get home court advantage because you can do a flawless blue steal. You know?
Wait, sexual existentialism?
That's what it is, exactly. Yeah, we created that, man. I'm still working on the manuscript.
So if you're at home right now, if you're in your car, anywhere you're at, sexual existentialism is just looking sexy while thinking. That's
it, man. So, I exist, and yet I'm so effing sexy.
Yeah, maybe I should share the picture on this. So I'll try to hunt. So you know what I'll do is I'll try to hunt down the picture, and I'll add it on Movies, Films, and Flicks Facebook to this post promoting this podcast at this episode. So
awesome.
Look for sexual existentialism on this thing. So
it's gotta happen.
Any final thoughts about this movie, man, before we get out of here?
Galaxy Quest is the best Star Trek movie that has ever been made, and I would say that even putting it over Wrath of Khan, definitely. It's just it encapsulates everything that Star Trek wants to be about: hope, teamwork, doing what you have to do in the face of just cynicism and crap in life. It's just a great movie, and especially now, this is something that you all need to watch. Get it?
Yeah, watch it, enjoy it. And you don't even have to be a fan of sci-fi. So
Not at all.
I've watched this movie with non-sci-fi lovers, and they adore it. It's just a fun. I mean, the cast, man, it's just stacked, and
That's it.
All right. If someone said, Mark, I want to watch 3 movies with perfect scripts that just tie everything together, I would immediately. This is insane, but I would go Back to the Future, Galaxy Quest, Tremors.
For people that are not fans of sci-fi, to just watch some good sci-fi.
Or just to see everything tied back together. There's in the beginning of Tremors when Kevin Bacon's peeing off the cliff, that's the same cliff the graboid flies out of.
I didn't even realize that. That's awesome. That's so cool.
So when I found that out, I almost picked Megan up and ran around the house with her. I was so excited. I'm like, this is good storytelling. It is. This, and also, I mean, Tremors is 90%, Back to the Future is 95%. This movie is 89%, and importantly, on IMDb it's 7.3. That's big for IMDb. So people love it. So not only critics but audiences love this film. So just watch it, and then
that's it.
So watch it, listen to this podcast, watch it again, listen to this podcast, watch it again, listen to this podcast. How's that sound?
100%. Character-driven sci-fi. It's not about the effects, and by the way, the effects still stand up.
So 100%. Yeah, they work. Dude, that minefield, and that minefield comes back into play. Those idiots. That's a beautiful. Man, I hate this movie so good. All right, let's get out of here, and we're doing 30 Days a Night next, correct?
Oh man, I can't wait.
Some of the meanest villains ever, and I'm a big fan of Hartnett now because of that movie.
It's the movie that introduced me to him. And it gave me back my love for vampires.
He's a big physical presence in that movie, and I liked him a lot in Penny Dreadful. But
yeah, he was great in Penny Dreadful.
He could have done more action work based on that 30, because he's a big dude.
He is.
He's maybe too sensitive, and he didn't want all those. He turned down Superman and Batman.
He would have been a good Superman. Yeah. He would have been a good Batman. He could do brooding. Because he broods all the way through 30 Days a Night. So he would have been a good Batman.
Great brooding. All right, so this was fun, man. Thank you for joining me.
Same.
All right, so for me, Mark Hoffmeyer, and for Norbert, never quit, never surrender. Morvan, this is Movies, Films, and I can't believe I almost forgot that phrase. This is Movies, Films, and Flicks. We'll see you next week.
Oh!